Alright guys, so I'm sorry that it's been such a long time since my last video. I've had a lot of things going on, I've been very busy. However, today we've got a question from our buddy Cleo. And he says, what is the difference between expecting something to happen in a lucid dream and willing it to happen? There is a subtle difference, I'll explain in a minute. For example, I want to make something float in front of my eyes in a lucid dream. Telekinesis, for example, moving objects with your mind. I try to visualize that happening, but it doesn't happen because I'm not expecting it to happen. Does this mean my expectation is more powerful than willing the dream to do what you want? If so, why? Now, to answer the question, first and foremost, yes, expectation is much more powerful than willing something to happen, because in a dream, your mind creates the rules, if you will. I put quotes with that because there aren't really any rules of the dream other than your expectations based on your waking life. So, if you throw an apple in waking life, gravity would dictate that the apple will fall to the ground. That is hardwired into your subconscious mind from birth because it's what you see happening around you. It's observed regularities in the way things behave, okay? So, you have these expectations based on what happens in waking life. If you throw something, it falls. This is gravity. You know, there are other expectations, for example, social norms. If you walk down the street naked in waking life, people are going to take notice and it's going to be unusual. Do you understand? So therefore in the dream, if you do the same thing, your expectation is based on your experience. So people in the dream, your other dream characters, will look at you in a weird way. This is only because you expect them subconsciously to do that. Okay? So if you want to make something float in front of you, telekinesis, moving objects around with your mind, it's a very fun thing to do. It's something I do all the time in my dreams. You need to expect it to happen. And so it's all about belief. You need to really believe that you have the power to move the object with your mind before you can do it. If you don't believe this, you won't be able to. So I think a lot of people think that willing something to happen is the most important thing in the dream. You just want something to happen, so it should happen, right? But it's a bit more complex than that. Okay? Your subconscious mind creates the dream based on your experience of real life. So if you've experienced something in real life, that usually happens, for example, gravity, and in real life you wouldn't have been able to move objects with your mind because it's physically impossible. So therefore you have a subconscious expectation that you won't be able to do it. In order to do it, you need to overcome this expectation, and the way you do this is through telling yourself, through mantras, through telling yourself that you can do it and believing that you have the ability to do it. And the only real way to do that is just practice and repetition, and you just keep going and you keep going until you eventually can do it. It's got to the point now where in my dreams I expect that I can do anything. So if I want to move a car with my mind, I literally have to just look at it and expect it to move because that's where I'm focusing my attention. That's where I'm directing my focus for the car to be. So once you get to that level of skill, it's really quite easy to do things like that in a dream. But the massive stumbling block, and I mean massive, when you're a beginner, is expectation. People assume that just because they're in a lucid dream, they have complete control over it. You need to overcome your expectations based on your subconscious experience of the world around you. So I hope this answers your question, Cleo. If you have any other questions, please send them in. I've decided to have a little bit of music on in the background based on, I think someone left a comment saying it'd be nice to have some music in the background. So let me know what you think about that. Thank you to all my new subscribers. It's nice to see so many of you here. We want to shoot for 1,000 really by the end of this year. So if you could do me a favour, please go ahead and share the channel with your friends who are interested in lucid dreaming or who you think might benefit from this. So, yep, go ahead and subscribe. There's also a link to a free email lesson series in the description. It says something like 35 plus free lucid dreaming lessons. It's literally right there in the description. If you would like to have that, then go ahead and subscribe. You can unsubscribe at any time. Simple as that. See you in the next video.